Hey,
How you doing?
Good, man.
good man.
Good,
Well,
man.
first thing I want you all to do, if you can, is introduce yourselves and tell our listeners what albums. Damn drugs! I must have been having a flashback, man. Yeah, man. Tell our listeners what instruments you play.
My name's Rick Murrin, and I sing, and I play guitar and a bit of piano.
I'm Brent McCambridge, and I play guitar and harmonica, and I sing.
Joey Mulrooney, I play guitar and vocals as well.
Now, how did you guys get together as a band, and what kind of musical backgrounds do you come from?
Well, Brent and I started playing about a year and a half ago or so. We started to realize that we were writing songs together, and we met Joey a few months later, and basically we were the core of the band. And now we have another guy, Andrew McNeil, on bass, who's not here tonight, and another guy, Tony LeBeau, who's on drums. And that's it. We just realized that we like playing acoustic together, very simple music, 3 chords, 4 chords, and just lay it out with some great lyrics and stuff like that. Good harmonies,
Now, what about the rest of the boys? What kind of musical backgrounds do you guys come from?
Country, rock and roll. Pretty much everything, though, I was into rapping when I was a teenager. Break dancing, stuff like that.
Break.
Started playing the guitar, though, with Hendrix, and stuff like that. But because my parents were always country oriented all my life, I've had them around me, so it's like, it's what I really love to do, so.
Yeah.
These guys,
Hendrix, went through the Hendrix phase.
These guys saw me play with another band I was in at the time when we met.
Yeah.
And that's how we met. And they were playing
Yeah,
country
you guys-
licks, and they're like, hey.
We stole Joey from another band. We came and met him, and we kind of asked him to come join. Actually, it was kind of weird because we met him, and we gave him our number and everything, and we said, call us because we really need, someone to play. I loved what he was doing with the band.
Yeah.
The band was Touch, by the
Like
way.
the
We're
style.
still actually together, and they're a really cool band, really. We said, give us a call, and I don't know if he lost the number. He said he lost the number. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but we really did not see him until a couple months later when I seen a directory in the Mirror for bands, and I seen Touch, and I went, Joey never called us back, and I emailed them, and within, I swear to God, about an hour, I got an email back, and all of a sudden Joey's called me, and I'm like, you remember us, Brent and I, we've seen them with your band. Said, come down, let's meet, and we had maybe
We were in
5
his
6
finally
space.
played
Yeah,
me
we
a
were
song.
And just put him in the corner and said, "Okay,
Did you ever hear of Graham Parsons?
you got to play with us." Yeah. You ever heard of Graham Parsons? Check out Graham Parsons. You didn't know
Check
who
out Graham Parsons.
was.
Yeah, and he was just
I heard
like,
of him, but,
whatever. I like bluegrass. I like country, and so we're like, okay, well, give us a call. Come on.
Yeah.
And we had about maybe 5, 6 songs at that point, I think, and I was
And then they played me the demo that you guys had made. It was just basically you and your guitar, and
and Brent, we did a
And
few
it was like,
things
I'm
in
in.
the album, and he was.
I heard the song,
We were playing in
I'm
the
in.
kitchen, in my house,
Good
and
songs.
Joey just sort of blended right him and I. And we were like, whoa, this is really great, So, and then of course now we have a good 3-way harmony going on, with our vocals and everything, and it's starting to really gel, and starting to always go to different levels. It seems when we get together, creatively and musically, and that's a good thing.
Well, the album is self-titled,
Yeah.
The Underground Divas.
Yeah.
I want you to let our listeners know where you recorded the CD and how long did it take to do?
Well, we recorded a friend of ours who I'll give a shout out to, my friend Eric Grimy.
What's up, Eric? Yeah, man.
Yeah, he believed enough in the music to go out and buy a lot of gear, including a 16-track digital recorder and a lot of microphones and stuff like that, and we ended up starting to demo in his basement in Verdun. And with his parents upstairs and everything.
Verdun, the hood.
Which is great. Verdun, in the hood, and it was great because it just sounds so good. He bought such great gear that you can't go wrong anywhere where you record as long as you're doing it. We also recorded up at my girlfriend's place up north in St. Agath, which we call Pretty Acres, which is a song in our thing. Hi, Karen. And I think she's listening right now. And that was good. We did some tracks there, and that's it. Basically, those 2 places. That's where we did the whole record.
And how long did it take to complete?
It was a whole year process with the band of writing and everything, but the actual recording of the record was about 7 months. It was pretty long. The summer was we had breaks in the summer and went away and that stuff, and there was little,
hard to get
lulls
everybody
in the
together.
recording.
in
Yeah,
the same
and we did a
room.
lot of things track by track, and you know, a lot of vocals were always live though together, which was good, but a lot of the tracking, and you know, it took a little bit of time to get together. We also used a steel guitar player on our record, Brian Eckenberg, who was from around NDG, who's Brian, if we need you, Brian, to come play. And it was he's fantastic, and we did the tracking with him, which took time. And, you know, that's like trying to get everyone together. We were recording, too, as well, only at night for a few hours at a time. That's all we had, you know, every second night on night. Yeah. So it took a little while to do. But now we're coming together. It's live. It sounds even better live. It really does, which is great. Good sign, you know, we could change the songs up. And, you know, our first show was at Zeke's Gallery, which was just the three of us. We did a show a few weeks ago to raise money for a CD in Verdun in a church basement, St. Clement's Church. And that was 5-piece, you know, we kind of brought it up to, you know, to the new level, you know. And so it's great. It's really coming together now.
Reminder to our listeners, you are listening to the Yaman Show. I'm your host, Mike Spedicini, but you can call me Yaman. My very special guest, hour number 2, local artist, the Underground Divas. And we're going to get right into a track from the album.
Excellent.
And why don't you set it up for us? Tell us what we're going to be listening to.
First song is Baby Doll, which I wrote for my love of my life, Karen, at home listening again.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, this is really influenced by John Prine, you know, Burrito Brothers type of thing. It's really cool.
Tune's called Baby Doll. The Underground Divas on Yaman 1280. We be jamming.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Seasoned in the art, the balance in her books, sifting through the crooks who tried to steal her heart. She's a staple in the art world. She's a beautiful blonde girl, like a radiant pulsar that shot into my blood. Her good friends call her Kitty. Her mama calls her Maggie, her daddy calls her baby, so I call her Baby Doll. She's moved by gentle movements of the greatest dancers of underground divas who play it from the heart. She's a ruthless money chaser. She's a high-rise connector. The hours in her workshop lead to freedom in her art. Mama sometimes calls her Missy. Her good friends call her Kitty. Her daddy calls her baby, so I call her Baby Doll. So she got me on a level which I've never known the pleasure. She's got me pulling rhyme schemes from the blue strings of my heart. Ah, and if I had it my way on a beautiful Sunday, catch a plane to Vegas like her little sister did. You may sometimes call her messy, her best friend calls her lazy, her mama calls her Maggie, her brother calls her nothing at all. The car she drives is pretty, her good friends call her Kitty. Her daddy calls her baby, so I call her Baby Doll. Oh, yeah.
Ha We'll be back on Yaman 1280. My very special guest, hour number 2, the Underground Divas. The album is self-titled, and the tune we're listening to is called Baby Doll. And what are you guys planning on doing other than doing the Yaman Show to back up this new release?
Well, we just put together a little bio and a nice press kit, and I've been working the internet a lot, and actually mailed out about 20 CDs just this week to a lot of places across North America, even one in London, one in Australia, and we have a little website, a little mini press kit online, and I emailed them that, and a few people have called back and said they love the 3 songs that are on there, Baby Doll being one of them, and actually the 3 that we're playing, I believe, and that's great. So we're going to get some airplay there. A couple said that they'd maybe do, a phone interview or whatever, because some were California, and I don't know if we'll be able to make the California for a little interview, but hopefully very soon we will be able to do that. But
so the internet is important to the Underground Divas,
fantastic.
and we've talked about that many times on the show. Just the fact that even this show that we get out as far as Australia,
it's amazing.
Yeah,
people are listening to us all over the world, and we really appreciate that too.
Love
it. So you do have some tunes on some of the websites and that too, and
yeah, we have, like I said, a press kit.
Yeah,
and maybe later on we could give out the address for it or whatever. And
you do that right now if you want.
Sure, it's sonicbids.com/The Underground Divas, and that's it. And it's great. And got a few photos in there. There's 3 MP3s, which is the most important thing, and a little couple comments on the band and stuff like that. It's great.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about the recording now. As far as you guys are concerned, this as for the Underground Divas, this was your first CD.
Yes.
Now, what did you guys learn after recording this first CD that you might do differently on the next one?
We're going to record it a lot quicker.
Yeah. Well, we'll have the thing about this one is we're going to have a full band actually to work with.
Yeah.
Well, the songs came out
where we all
quick.
come in
The songs were there. We just needed the right,
Right feel.
chemistry and the right place to do it and the time, and it just took a long time for us all to get together.
Yeah, and doing separate nights each, where it's like one guy doesn't have to show up tonight, it's like so like that. It'll be more of everyone in there try to get as much stuff as we can off the floor, like we didn't do in the last couple.
Absolutely. And we did manage though to get things off the floor.
Yeah,
like
we
our
did.
vocals, we have like 3, at least even if music, like some bands know what it's like when you're recording an album, you're laying down track by track. Vocals are last, that's a lot of bands do it that way. I mean, let's face it, but we did manage to get a few things. We were doing guitar tracks together, like a couple at the same time, and to try and get that feel of live, and for especially vocals, because the lyrics were so important in this record. So, it's a very, very personal record. Brent and I were lyricists, and he has a few tunes he wrote separately, a couple we did together, and they all reflect our life.
They're personal songs.
Very personal. Yeah.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
It's for everybody.
It is for everybody. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And who does most of the writing in the band?
Well, I guess I do a little more. Brent's writing like crazy, though. Brent had so many songs that didn't make this record, and now we're working those songs. We have a good 5-6 new tunes that we're working on, and
many more.
Yeah, we write together. We're gonna probably concentrate on writing together.
Yeah, we haven't done that in a while actually, but we're gonna. Yeah, we'll get something.
We've already. We're on something now, the 3 of us that we came up with.
Which is what we're sort of like, we're still getting the band together, actually, for the first record, and we're already on to like 6 new songs onto the second record or something,
I'm learning a lot about songwriting from these guys, because that wasn't necessarily my forte. Original music I always played, but actually sitting down and writing a whole song, bang, bang, boom, and lyrics is my problem.
Now,
these guys are magicians with my lyrics.
Where did the Underground Diva shine? Would it be in the studio or live?
Live.
And do you have any personal preference?
Of the
live
songs?
Live.
No, personal preference, rather playing in the studio or playing live?
Oh, live.
For me, personally, live.
Any day.
I like both, but I like live because I'm very fussy live on stage. If the sound is fantastic, then live. But when you're playing somewhere and monitors aren't working right and the dynamics aren't right, then you go, it's great to play live, but you walk off going, well, if we were in the studio tonight, that would have sounded, like totally different and probably better, but they are totally two different things. They're completely different.
Times in the studio, it's like magic.
Yeah, it's like magical, So there's a bit of both, but live is the thing.
Yeah.
Live is what it's all about.
Yeah,
you know, there's no doubt
we're
about that.
definitely
you
a
know?
live
for
band.
sure, for sure.
Well, do you guys remember the first time that you were ever in a recording studio? What kind of experience was it for you? We've had people on the show here that said it was one of the best experiences they've ever had. Other people came in here and said it was an absolute nightmare. How was it for you guys?
It was great.
For me, it was in Studio Economic, 1991, 92. And whatever, Studio Economic, you go in, it's all ADAT, you just set up, and so it was just basically everything live off the floor. That was my first experience in the studio.
Yeah, no case of nerves or anything the first time? You're pretty pretty confident, yeah?
Yeah, it was good.
Went pretty smooth?
Yeah.
What about the rest of you guys?
Well, I've been doing home recording since like 1986. I bought an 8-track reel-to-reel, and I've been hiding in the studio kind of about this size, like, you know, for a long time, you know, like, and doing a lot of recording and kind of trying to get the songwriting a little better, and it's more like song crafting, you know, than songwriting. Now we're writing songs. That's the difference between then and now. The lyrics are you know, so much better, and the song structure is so much better. But I recorded in a big studio twice, and no, I didn't like the experience at all, actually, because I had no control over all the equipment and stuff, and I was so used to having my board and my verb and my mic, and I know how to get stuff out of that, you know. And I found that I was working with a guy who was actually very good, but we didn't seem to gel, you know. And it was, so you leave with a bit of a sour. You don't leave, you know, you don't leave fulfilled doing what you wanted to do, you know.
Well, chemistry is a big part of the recording process,
for sure. And with this, we were just in basements, and you know, especially when we went up north, Grimey's basement, especially when we went up north, you know, to Pretty Acres, they call it, and which was on the night of the eclipse.
Is that right next door to Green Acres, man?
It's kind of left of center of Kitty Acres. No, it's yeah, that was great up north. That was great.
Yeah, it was a
little special.
An eclipse when we were recording.
Yeah, it was the night of the eclipse, and we started. I remember that was just so great when we're starting to record up here on this night, and we'd be able to stay up till 4 in the morning, and you know, we had a nice little makeshift mixing room.
Nice big fire after.
Big fire, great food.
Yeah, there's something special about going up in the country. Like, I've never recorded there, but I have played several times up north, and it is magic.
It's the best.
It's got to be the air.
It is the
acoustics of the mountains.
Oh yeah, it's really a rush.
Loved it.
Whether you're buzzed or not, man, it's just a real rush. My very special guest, hour number 2, local artist, the Underground Divas, and we're gonna be listening to another tune from the album. Once you guys set it up, what are we gonna be listening to? Yeah.
Well, you know what, Brent, you can set this one up. This is
Silence with Silver.
From the Underground Divas, the album is self-titled, and we be jamming on Yaman 1280.
All right.
Yaman.
She fell, she's gone, she lost her Avalon. It's shattered, nothing else really matters. She spent her last 10 on a stinking drink of gin. Just sustenance, she would clean her dirty heroin. Considered and considering, washed out in weather. Sewed her lips new golden string. Silence silver. Silence silver. She never meant it like that. She couldn't shake it off her back. I knew a woman just like that. I really loved a woman like that. Yeah, I did. Like Moses, Luther bus, angel saved right, spitting runs. Bring out the gold so I can bring out the shivers. Mrs. Wood took no need to deliver. Silver is finding its own way to you. And you know for sure there is nothing you can do. And you probably wish I'd be there too. Sally, Sally is silver. Sally, Sally is silver. She'll never find her way back. I know she'll never find her way back. No, she'll never find her way back.
We'll be back on Yaman 1280. My very special guest, hour number 2, the Underground Divas. The album is self-titled, and towards the end of this segment, we are going to be treated to a couple of live tracks right here in the studio. So I want to ask you guys, as you were growing up, what kind of music was playing around the house?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash.
Tom Jones. Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Merle
50s,
Haggard.
everything from the 50s. Everly Brothers, Buddy Holly.
Yeah. Elvis.
You know, Elvis, sure, Elvis.
My dad's favorite was Tex Ritter.
Tex Ritter,
Tex
yeah.
Ritter.
Yeah, that's all right.
My older sister and brothers too. That is always like everything. Rush was my brother's favorite band, and whatever, just Bowie, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys remember the first album that you ever listened to that you either purchased or just listened to that made you all say, damn, I want to be a musician? Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I do.
What was it?
Through the Past Darkly, Rolling Stones.
Classic? Yeah.
Classic, yeah.
With the,
Yeah, it's a great
I have the
hits
original
type
one
of
on
thing.
vinyl with the, I forget what you call it. Is it Octagon, I think, something like that?
A fabulous picture that they
Oh,
took
yeah.
inside, and it was just
Great
like,
album.
oh, and their faces pressed up against the
Yeah,
glass on
yeah.
the cover. They're all smeared in. There's like She's a Rainbow is on that,
Yeah.
and like all very obscure songs.
Isn't
It wasn't like
20,000
the
Light
greatest
Years
hits
from
to-
Home on there, too?
2000
Or
Light Years,
2000 Light
She's
Years
a
from Home,
Rainbow.
yeah.
And that was like, I was really young when I got that. Really young, like 9 years old or something. It was pretty young.
What about the rest of you guys?
I
Joe,
don't have
go
an
on that
album.
one.
Me, it wasn't an album per se. It was just live music. Just seeing actually friends of my parents. They had a band, Part-Time Country, and they had parties. They'd get together to fiddle in the works, and they sounded so good. These guys. And it was just like the way that dynamically they'd play with no, just
Yeah,
a room of
yeah,
people, and
yeah.
it's just like how they controlled their acoustics and stuff, and
Yeah,
just like
I love it.
I don't know.
I
I
couldn't.
I don't know. I remember watching Elvis and Johnny Cash and people like that with these great. They had these great auras about them, and I don't know. I just couldn't take my eyes off them when I was watching them as a kid. And
Johnny
I
Cash
think-
show.
Not
Yeah,
so
the
much
Man
of
in
an
Black.
album, but
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
that
Johnny got that
big
show.
time. Yeah.
I was like 3 years old.
The late great Mr. Johnny Cash, and he certainly did have that aura about him. Now, what about family and friends? Have they been supportive of your career choice as a musician?
Oh yeah, sure. They're okay with it. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to start doing something with it. But no, they would love it. Everyone, we have a great support group around this band right now.
Yeah.
Like I've never had before.
Yeah.
Ever in any other band. Everybody, all our friends, family.
The show we did there was a lot of family. that
Oh,
came,
family
so-
and friends that came, and
Yeah.
we had
Yeah.
a good 160 people or so that came, and managed to raise a lot of funds for our CD. And but just even within the band itself, my girlfriend designed our cover. A friend of hers took the pictures inside, James Saint Laurent. My friend Eric bought machinery to record it. I have friends that are helping me right now. My friend Terry and Ann, who are mailing stuff out for us, and just a lot of people willing to do a lot of stuff. And very important to have. Very important to have, and they all love it, and they're passing the CD on to friends, and it's we printed up 1,000 CDs, and we probably sold a good 150 or so, and I mean, we've obviously handed a lot,
Passed a lot out, yeah.
Yeah, so it's and we haven't really started yet. Really, it came out like October 18th. So, and we're in the midst of changing drummers right now, and really kind of completing the band. Which we're kind of missing a pedal steel guitar player right now as well, which I'll put out the word. Maybe we'll get all the that info to
call.
Well, you're putting out the word right now.
Putting out that word, and you can call Rick at 369-5821. Give me a call. A pedal steel guitar player. We need one bad and full time. And maybe that plays mandolin as well, or some other instruments like that. To really round out the band. It would be great.
Well, speaking about musicians, we do have a lot of musicians that listen to the Yaman Show, and one of my favorite questions for the boys from the bands when they come in is, what kind of gear do you guys use?
You can go first on your
I have
electric.
a Guild acoustic concert edition. Is like an 83 though. Good little guitar though, the smaller size.
Yeah.
I use a Hagstrom electric, and I have a V4 Ampeg through a 212 though. Usually it comes with a 610 cabinet, but I use 212s. I like the sound. I'm looking for saving up to buy a nice Telecaster though,
Nice. Yeah.
Hagstrom sounds good, not the most reliable tuning wise, but it's a great guitar though.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Looks
A lot of
amazing,
tone
too. Yeah, Ampeg's great.
coming from that, like Les Paul
of
imitation, but 10 times better to me because you have 6 pickup settings, so you can get all different sounds with it.
Sure.
It's great.
That's fantastic.
And it just doesn't stay in tune very well. And Ampeg, as far as amps goes.
Ampeg, yeah.
Even the bass player, if he wants to buy an Ampeg.
Yeah, we're
SVT with
Ampeg.
810.
What about the rest of you guys?
Well, I just bought a new guitar. It's an Epiphone. And before that, I didn't actually have a guitar. I borrowed one from my cousin Todd. And
Those times.
Cheek.
and it's not exactly one of the best guitars, but it served its purpose
That's
very
great.
well.
That's great.
And it's actually here tonight.
It's actually here tonight.
Yeah, we'll be using it. And Hohner harmonicas. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's all I use.
Whole series of them. The whole. Almost all 8 notes.
As far as amps and stuff, I mean.
Well, he doesn't need that acoustic. Where Joey's the only one playing electric, and the 3 of us are usually acoustic, and that's pretty much it. I'm playing through a Martin. Was it D25 at Grimy House?
Yeah.
I'm playing a borrowed guitar, and with a little preamp on the ground. That's pretty much it. Very simple. We're very, very. We could play here in the room like this, pretty much every song we have, as well as bring it onto a stage through PA.
Yeah.
And taking it a little, but our dynamic stays the same. Even what we'll do in here, we just make it a little louder, on stage. Pretty mellow, music. Very, very, very deep and intense.
Let's talk a little bit about venues. What kind of venues would you guys rather play in? Would they be smaller, more intimate venues, or something on a little bit larger scale?
We could do both.
Theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, we're gonna look at theaters. At our next show I'm gonna rent a theater. I'm gonna start checking them out, like a good, maybe 100-seat. My last band we played at one. I might check that place out actually, because our last show was a party, and we're not a party band.
Mm-hmm.
We're a sit and listen band, and enjoy. I mean, hey, I'm not saying to not get into it and whatever, but we're not a up and everybody dancing around sort of band. So we want the next show to be in a theater where it's just very mellow, and we're gonna do our thing,
People can sit back and enjoy the show.
Exactly, very quiet, as if you go see John Prine or whatever. It's kind of like that. I seen John Prine at the Spectrum 2 years ago.
So I was at that show also. Yeah, it was an amazing
Beautiful,
show.
that's where we're at. Is like that, that level of things.
My buddies from Billy Bob Productions were kind enough to invite me down to that show, and it was one of the best shows
Mitch
I've
Melnick.
seen. Yeah, Mitch and Lloyd and all the boys from Billy Bob, and it was one of the best shows that I've ever seen before.
It was fantastic.
And I've been listening to John Prine for many years, but I never had the opportunity to see him. Actually, we've spoken about that before. I think before Billy Bob Productions, no one wanted to bring John Prine into the city.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Which was very sad. Yeah, and it turned out to be a great show. It was very well attended, and people just went absolutely.
It was his first show here in his whole career.
I believe so, yeah. It sure was,
He was blown away.
Yeah, my very special guest, hour number 2, the Underground Divas, and they have a new self-titled CD out, and we're going to listen to another track, and then when we come back, we're going to chit-chat a bit more, and we're going to get into some of the band's influences. What are we going to be listening to from the CD?
I believe it's called Am I Your Man, which another song I wrote for my love. with
What a softie we got here on the Yaman Show today. Yeah.
with it's a little sexual.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, you know what? When Yaman says we be jamming, we ain't messing around. Underground Divas on Yaman 1280. We be jamming.
2, 3, 4. Pour on you like a holy rain. I come in you like a silky train. The blood that stains my tracks remain your defenses. I fell down hard into the root of you. I come on strong like a man should do. Tease your mind and rise above your senses. Ain't that what a man should do? Ain't that what a man would do? Isn't that what your man should do? Say, hey, am I your man? Many a man before me came, many a girl before you the same. Only the streets and the names and the faces change. I burned through you like a holy fire. I came to you across a rusty wire to claim your soul and rattle your foundation. Ain't that what a man should do? Ain't that what a man would do? Isn't that what your man should do? And say, hey, am I your man? Say, hey, am I your man?
We be back on Yaman 1280. Tune's called Am I Your Man? The band is the Underground Divas, and the album is self-titled. Now, you guys are independent artists, and let's speak about some of the advantages and disadvantages of being independent, and also, do you hope to sign with major labels somewhere down the road?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. That's what we're. I believe we have a fantastic demo CD, and with the band the way it's coming along right now, like we just came from a rehearsal, and you know, we did some stuff tonight on the songs that were just incredible, you know, and it was, you know, it's better than the record, it really is, and I love the record, love it. I guess it's a great independent release maybe for an independent company, but I think we're going to try and use it to see if we could maybe get somebody interested to say, hey, you know, like, let's, you know, maybe if you take it to another level in the sound and with the band playing and maybe a major label, that would be very nice, you know, with some really good support and get a good video and, you know, get on the circuit, you know, with the, you know, hop in the politics of it all.
Yeah.
Which it all is, you know, it's no doubt, you know, it's where you're signed and where you're going to go with that.
Now, what about the rest of the boys? What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of being independent?
Well, there's pros and cons. Independent is good because you could go on your own and build your fan base so that when the time comes to sign with a major, then your fan base is there, so they have nothing to really come back on. You have not as much pressure being signed to a serious contract, because then you're pushed to write, you know. But when you already have when you can stand on your own 2 feet, and then you go to a major label, it's better. But to do that is tough. You need money.
It's distribution, you know.
Yeah,
it's all about distribution, and it's almost like, you know, we're looking at that now. It really is the pros and cons. Can we have our own label with some major distribution? And that would obviously be a great thing, because we, you know, right now if we sell a CD, we're making everything off the CD.
Sure.
But how do we get that CD out there?
Is it tough to get your CD in major record stores? And you did talk.
That's pretty easy. You just sort of go to them and they put it in.
Take it on consignment most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
do it that way.
You can go to HMV or whatever and dump your CD in there, and they put it on sale for $23.99.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's a little bit.
You know, call me, I'll give it to you for $10. You know, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. You know, that whole thing doesn't make sense to me at all. I believe every album should be $9.99 in the store.
Really?
Even a brand new release. I mean, it's crazy. You know, the price it costs to print up CDs and the price they're charging, and you wonder why people are downloading music for free. Well, there you go. You know, I mean. It's just crazy. I don't want to see my CD for sale for $23.99. That's like an import.
Yeah,
at
really.
HMV, you know, like
local artist import.
Local artist import. It doesn't make any sense.
Straight from Verdun.
Oh yeah. So you've got your website that you'll be selling your CDs. Obviously you'll be selling them at your gigs too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the website we had somebody actually have to get in touch with to kind of develop the site for us. Right now we're just using, like I said, that little electronic press kit. Which is like sort of a little mini website that has pretty much a lot of the things we'll have on our website. Of course, our website will be a lot bigger, and we will have our website for sure. It's coming up in the next few months, I guess. For now, we're using our kit as well through the mail, which is really, really nice with our bio and everything, and you know, to grab people's attention and see if they'll get back in touch with us, and you know, sending them everywhere. You know, really another thing too is we're going to seek out an agent, which is something I've never done, and I know that could be quite fun. I've only worked with one once before, and it was a very positive thing, because the guy who got me work, like, got early.
This is a booking agent.
This was a booking agent.
Cool.
Yeah, but I'd like to find an agent that's maybe a little more,
believes in the band,
believes in the
pushes
band,
it to the right people.
Exactly, and could really. Someone that has a big client as well too, to show that you've done something, like what have you done, and then get their attention. It's like, who represent, and I believe that we have the freedom to do that, and we will use it. We will. It's like, who do you, if you don't represent anybody that's doing something out there, then we're not interested. We'll move on, find somebody.
Now, do you guys have other projects or any kind of day jobs, anything else that you have to juggle as far as the band is concerned? And there's also a question of family life too. We've spoken about that many times with the musicians that come on. How difficult is it to juggle all of that?
Well, it's tough work. Well, I do renovations and that. It's tough thinking about music and working with your hands all day. It gets tiring, and you just want to play music. You want to spend more time doing music, and it's frustrating, but you got to do it. I mean,
got to pay the hydro bill at the end of the month. Yeah, man.
That's it. And it sucks, but I mean, I got to pay the bills, and I have a daughter, Zoe, and a wife, Aphrodite, and they have to eat.
Yeah, man.
And it just sucks working when you're a musician. It really does.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy.
And you're tired at the end of the day. You want to jam, and you still, there's energy there to jam, but if you're focusing just on one major thing like music, I mean, it's a dream. It's a dream just to be able to do.
Friday night jams are the best.
I don't have a family, but I also have a day job as well. But playing another band with 4 of my friends, female band, except for me, of course. But we don't have a name yet.
Except for me, of course.
We don't have a name yet, but it's pretty soul, garagey, kind of souls.
Yeah.
Older
cool.
stuff.
I like it a lot.
What's the name of that band?
No name yet.
No name. Okay.
We've got a whole bunch of ideas, but
being worked on still.
yeah, I'm not going to say any of them just in
So
case.
you and the ladies be jamming?
Yeah, it's really good though. It's coming along really well. Yeah. So these 2 bands is good to focus on. I was in 3 bands. I'm still in 3 bands technically, but focusing my attention on the ladies and the girls and the boys here.
Yeah.
And myself, well, I have a baby on the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And in 10 weeks, actually.
Nice.
and very, very happy. Never been happier.
So that's
I got
something
a
else that
lot
you're
of
going to have to
support.
learn how to juggle too, family life and
Absolutely,
as far
absolutely.
as music and that. And well, you know, there's enough of us out there that are doing all that kind of stuff,
Sure,
and,
of course,
you know, it's
of
all
course.
workable.
Oh, for sure.
You just,
Absolutely.
you
Of
just
course
gotta,
it is.
There's a will, there's a way.
yeah,
it
you
is.
just got to make the time, and
That's
you know,
it.
of course, I can see that because I don't have actually a day job anymore, but
Yeah.
it might be a little bit easier for me to say that. But yeah, it is. It's a lot easier to work on what you really want to do.
Yeah.
When you don't have to get up. I
Yeah.
mean, especially, you know, with me doing this show, finishing at 3 in the morning. I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I had a day job, I had to start at 9 o'clock. Yeah, man, be fired after a day.
Yeah, man,
It ain't happening.
That's what it is. It's getting up.
Yeah, that's the hard part. And I'm happy that some of the buddies where I used to work at Phantasmagoria have asked me to come back and give them a hand in December.
For shifts,
But one of the first things I said to them was I can't do any mornings, and you know, they were cool with that. So I'm basically starting around 1 o'clock.
That's all right.
But
That's all right.
but that would be very difficult to juggle all these overnight shifts with, and I do bar gigs too. Almost every night I'm working at a different.
It would be a
locale.
good Yaman show.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. So just the fact that I've chosen not to have a day job, well, they would have chosen that for me if I had one because it just ain't gonna happen. Now I want to get into some of your influences because I'm really looking forward to hearing some live tunes in a few minutes.
Absolutely.
And for those of you just joining us, this is the Yaman Show. I'm your host Mike Spedicini, and my very special guest are the Underground Divas, and we're going to get right into one of your influences. What are we going to be listening to?
I think the first one would be the Flying Burrito Brothers.
That's the one.
Graham Parsons and Chris Hillman. And it's a song called Juanita. And, oh, hey, man, Graham Parsons.
Put it on.
A pretty big influence on this band, I have to say.
We be back on Yaman 1280, my very special guest, hour number 2. I'm talking about the Underground Divas, and I'm very much looking forward to listening to a couple of live tunes from you guys right here in the studio. And as usual on the Yaman Show, they're standing room only, but we be jamming. So why don't you tell us what we're going to be listening to?
There's a song called Whisper.
Whisper.
Got anything to say about it, Brent? It's a song that Brent
It's pretty much self-explanatory. It's actually a bit of poetry
nice
that's put music
it's
to. And
pretty much poetry that he wrote. We put some music to.
Underground Divas, we be jamming.
All right, Whisper.
If I could take out the emotions, all the elements of the weather, right past seas, skies, mountains, oceans, still keep it all together, make it up for me. So corny. The sound is smooth and clear. You never say the melodic clicking, the whisper in your ear. Say things train, letters clicking like whispering in your ear.
The fans be going wild.
Going
Yeah, man, 1280.
I love
The
it.
tune's called Whisper. Band's called the Underground Divas, and we're gonna have time for one more live
Excellent.
tune.
Okay, we'll set it right up
before
right
we
now.
close off this segment. And
Here, switch places. Too.
while we're setting up here, why don't you guys give out any kind of contact information that you have as far as your website or maybe email is concerned?
Okay, we got, like I said, we have that electronic press kit, which is www.sonicbids.com/The Underground Divas. From there, you could email us as well, but our email address is theundergrounddivas@videotron.ca. You could also get in touch with me at 369-5821 for anything, especially a pedal steel guitar player,
Cool.
which would be really, really, really great. And yeah, it would be fantastic.
And just a reminder to our listeners, besides the great local artists that we have on tonight, you know, every week on the Yaman Show, we do have an assortment of great artists. There's a lot of artists out there that Yaman hasn't been able to hook up with, so if you do know of any artists out there that you feel should be on the show, please email me at brotherfromanothermother@hotmail.com.
Yeah, my brother from another mother.
And yeah, because I need some help just for the simple reason that I've been drinking a lot of beers, checking out all these great local bands. I'm starting to develop a little bit of a pumpkin silhouette, you know. So I need a little bit of a hand from you guys out there. So that's at brotherfromanothermother@hotmail.com. And we got time for one more live tune called Four Blue Eyes. The band is called the Underground Divas, and the album is self-titled, and we be jamming.
All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4.
One dead man, one dead love, one heart breaks, one picks up and runs for no reason. It just happened like that. Four blue eyes, never looking back. It's a sad luck day, a sad long year. Someone called out, someone didn't hear the sound that a train makes as it slips off the tracks. Four blue eyes, never looking back. No tears from the mother for the useless father. When there's no love for each other, there's no questioning why. So one man's fall is another's happy day. One little boy taken far away. He'll change with the seasons, and I'll just slip through the cracks. Four blue eyes, never looking back. Four blue eyes, never looking back. Four blue eyes, never looking back.
fans again. It doesn't matter what world I'm in. I keep seeing the same characters.
They're always there. Same guys.
I want to thank my very special guest, hour number 2. I'm talking about the Underground Divas, and the album is self-titled. The tune we were listening to was called Four Blue Eyes, and I want to wish all you guys the best in your future endeavors. It was a pleasure having you on the show tonight.
Great. Loved it.
Thanks a lot.